Hello, everybody. This is the Attorney General, Dr. Leveke. It is Saturday, the 22nd. It's actually a fairly nice day outside. But anyway, the reason I need to get on here is to address something that's very alarming to me. And I think it's one strategy. I announced that I was going to develop a strategy to get us to um, this $1 trillion that I'm going to get out of Donald Trump, and yes, I will get it out of him, Donald Trump. You believe we'll get $1 trillion out of this? So if we know anything about Iowa law, um, we know that there's a deadly force exception to it. But before I get into that, I want to first talk about the exact issue here that's going on, which is the seizure of weapons by the state and federal government, or what I guess these entities that are identifying themselves as a state and federal government. Because I am not from either of those entities. I am simply the Attorney General. Um, you know, and it's a role that I've assumed because I see a need to protect ourselves legally. So the reason I wanted to do this is to show the my legal strategy for beating them and getting this $1 trillion out of Donald Trump, which he does owe us, Donald Trump. If you are listening to this, or if any of his people are listening to this, Donald Trump, I do believe you owe the people of Iowa $1 trillion, and I intend to get that money from you, sir. So, the first thing I want to pull up here is we are going to switch to, hang on, did we froze here, folks. So I don't know exactly what's going on here. I'm just going to let it sit for a second. I'm not sure what the video did, but anyway, it appears that we're back. So we're going to flip to the, there we go. We're going to flip to the computer screen. And so anyway, this is a ChatGPT conversation of, I'll just go through the prompts here. Under Iowa law, can deadly force, if necessary, be used to stop a forcible felony? And it says yes, under Iowa law, a person can use deadly force to stop a forcible felony under certain conditions. Here's how it works under Iowa Code Chapter 704. The key definition, it goes through here. It lists a lot of definitions, believe me. And this is a message that the Attorney General needs to get on here and state, but the decision to take another person's life will be scrutinized by myself and by many people more than any decision you make in the rest of your life. So when you make that decision, just be very, very sure and correct that it is the right thing, and you must always do the right thing. And this is the Attorney General making that statement directly to the people. And it's outlining again. But my strategy is to get our damages here as your lawyer of the people. My strategy here is not violence. It has nothing to do with that. It's simply to correct a wrong and to rebuild our society. Because we absolutely need this done. You have this theft of weapons is a very serious offense, and you've pretty much taken our government from us. And this is not something that's acceptable. It's not something that's going to be tolerated. So, anyways, let's get back into this. But we have definitions here. So it scrolls through all the definitions. And it gives the bottom line here. Iowa law allows the use of deadly force to resist a forcible felony if you reasonably believe it's necessary to stop or prevent that felony. But it's not free for all, And it goes through here. And it's like, what are the forcible felonies? And it starts listing them here. Murder, manslaughter, assault, willful injury, sex abuse, kidnapping, robbery, including armed robbery, and robbery while armed. And and I asked this program, give me some specifics on armed robbery here, because I don't want to flip back here, because this is key under the law. The armed robbery that I'm trying to define as this forcible felony is the seizure of these weapons under Title 18, Section 922G1, the same guns that would be legal under the Range versus Attorney General decision en banc from the Third Circuit. It's those guns specifically. We can get into more, broader, who else can carry, but I mean, the bottom line is, I think it's undebatable that the nonviolent felons, there's no historical prohibition for nonviolent felons, and we need to get back. That gets back into the Bruen decision from 2022. But anyway, if we go back to our decision here, I pull up armed robbery, specifically armed robbery and robbery in the first degree, robbery while armed with a dangerous weapon, falls within the forcible felony definition. So armed robbery, including taking a firearm from somebody by force or threat, is a forcible felony. Okay, and it's saying it right here on the screen. So these ones here would be the if a federal judge issues a warrant pursuant to 922G1 and says, go seize this person and this person that has this gun because they've committed food stamp fraud back in 1994, and he's lived his life clean life ever since. They're saying go take that gun, and those are the type of seizures that are outlawed under the Range decision, which I don't believe that the Eighth Circuit's adopted. I think the Eighth Circuit, they're being they're doing their thing, but. Anyway, circuit splits are decided. The circuit split is going to come out on the side of the Third Circuit, and it's like, to be honest, as the Attorney General, it really doesn't matter, because once you steal one weapon, it's game over, and you define your law certain ways, and if you sit there and say like, well, this strategy holds a right and this strategy doesn't, but you got to think, people, under my theory here. This gets us $1 trillion from the federal government, from the feds. The federal government is loosely defined. I think that the Constitution, we have a legal argument here that that the government's become an oppressive military force, and if we just stake our claim on arming the felons, which is ultimately going to benefit us, it's not going to harm us. That's the thing. This is how they gain the power. This is how they gain the power. They say that that stealing the guns harm us. And that taking it allows them to come into our society. It allows them to come and take fathers out of our homes, which happened to me, okay, in the mid-90s. Okay, it allows them to come into their homes and put these pedophile priests, doctors, teachers in front of our kids, people that are homosexuals, that want to promote transgenderism, want to put transgender men dressed as prostitutes in front of our children reading books at libraries. These things all are here because they took the weapons of felons, okay? This is why this happened, because the felons they're going to do the grunt work for us, okay, in the war, okay? If you know anything about the American Revolution, and I don't want to make this too long, but pint of rum a day, American Revolution, Benjamin Franklin. Okay? And this is a record that is saying, okay, and we're going to pull it back up here, because we got to go back to the computer screen to show this, but Benjamin Franklin was not known to drink a pint of rum a day, blah, 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 something. Yeah, right here. This one here, Smithsonian Magazine. But it's how rum helped the U.S. win its independence. Rum may be a key player in America's revolutionary days. If you read this, basically what it says is it says that they were promised a lot of stuff to join the army, but the Continental Army, but it was a lot of future. Hey, if we win, you're getting land and money and all this under the new government that'll be established outside of the king, and that land and money that was promised and all this. Um, it it they didn't really have much to pay the soldiers, and where your militia comes from in time of war, it comes from the dregs of society. It's going to come out of the people that are the unemployed, the people that can't keep a job, the people that are homeless, the people that are mentally ill. All these people join the militia, and the militia is not. In military, you don't want the militia in the military. The militia does not do well under conflict. The militia breaks down. It's not organized. We don't want a militia, but it's absolutely necessary that we have one. It's protected in the Constitution. And this idea that we have to get away from it, it just brings the whole fascist state in front of us, and we are staring fascism straight in the face right now, people. And so the only thing that I'm getting at here is under Iowa law, if you can put two and two together, and I know the people out there are smarter and see what I'm getting at here, but under these laws, and this is and okay, we have the Heller decision up here, so we have the Heller decision up. So I just want to go back and highlight the Heller decision here, because the Heller decision it bases my it's a basis for my claim here. But and it's speaking about the Second Amendment here. It says, it was understood across the political spectrum that the right helped to serve the ideal of a citizen militia, which might be necessary to oppose an oppressive military force if the constitutional order broke down. And people, if you see anything that's going on in Washington, D.C., and agree that the constitutional order has broken down because there's this continuing escapade of release the files, and we keep on getting release the files, and they keep on saying that they don't release the damn things, and they pass laws, and it's all our senators are voting, and we're saying we want to see these damn files, and you won't print the files, so you know what, dude, it's paperwork, buddy. I fucking did 5 years in federal penitentiary. It's 30 days to get your paperwork, and if not, you better not be on the yard, because you're subject to knives, locks, and whatever else they want to put on your body. So the fact that they're not putting they're not released, they're not showing the paperwork, is very indication that the men involved in the high level of our government did have sex with underage girls as part of this sex trafficking ring run by Jeffrey Epstein, who was an agent of the Mossad, which is the Israeli CIA, and he was able to compromise our president, Bill Clinton, and so and so, and it is let's just put it out there. I believe Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. I believe Donald Trump is part of all that, and I believe he's the one that's he's the biggest phony of them all. And he's gonna sit up there and he's gonna be the guy that says, like, hey, I'm the guy that doesn't drink. Hey, I'm the guy that doesn't do this, and the other. But repeatedly over history, it's nothing to say like, hey, you've been brought in front of a jury and they say you raped this person. They say you did this. I've been to trial in front of the jury. I've seen the people, and I've seen these trials. I don't necessarily agree with what my jury said, but in the same token, you've been found to do other sexual crimes. You've been this whole thing, Donald Trump. It's just a shit show, dude. And it's like why do we have a shit show? Number one, it's a shit show, dude. It's like, release the files. Just give us the damn paper. Show your damn paperwork, or get the fuck off the yard. Number one. That's it, dude. It's perfect pair. Just fucking check yourself in. I don't know what you do if you're the president of the United States and you got to check in. What do you got to do if you're the president of the United States? You got to check in. Somebody, you might call the attorney general. Now, why don't you call me Donald Trump and figure out what's going to happen, dude? Okay. So anyway, so back. I want to just go back here. We'll spend a few more minutes talking about here because I think everybody can do this. Can see what the point I'm trying to make. But all we got was one pint of rum a day to fight for these people, and I don't know here, but we understand that armed robbery is a forcible felony. So when the United States Marshal, when the Polk County Sheriff, when the Jasper County Sheriff, Newton Police Department, Federal Probation, any different law enforcement entity that I have to deal with comes to me and takes a weapon from me, that specifically is armed robbery. And I mean, I'm not lying to you cops out there. I mean, I'm just, and this, he thinks it's important. I need to go back and address the cops because, I'm just pointing out our law here. Again, my purpose is to get $1 trillion from Donald Trump. And it's because the police have stolen illegal guns. Okay? And the police should stop stealing illegal guns because they are putting men dressed as prostitutes in front of our children. Okay? And that is the absolute line. I have no idea why we let that get that way, guys. I was in prison. I didn't live here. Okay? But I can tell you if I was here, that would have not happened. Okay, and I saw that they did that at the Des Moines Public Library, and I just see this is going on, and I understand. One of the things I understand is I had extensive involvement. I'm not going to get into specifics, but there's a very big legal case coming due in Polk County in the end of February. The police. I mean, it's basically saying when you go in here and you seize these weapons. This is ChatGPT. It's saying it's a forcible felony. If we can say the weapons are illegal, now you're claiming like, hey, I got a signed warrant from a federal judge that supposedly was put on the bench by a president of the United States that won an election that was fought over stolen guns that existed under stolen guns. These guns have been seized for a very long time, and these laws exist, and you have our men locked up, and you have our guns. So there's no way we can do that, and this is just ChatGPT saying all this. And I mean, if you wanna dispute it, I mean, just do the research for yourself. But I tend to believe that activity like this, and I'm not gonna play these videos, but this is an instance of, and I just want to show something here. This is an instance of. I guess this is happened in Florida at the University of South Florida, where there were Muslims praying, and there was a group of white boys that came through, and they harassed the Muslims, and harassed Muhammad, just talked all this shit about Muhammad and all this stuff. And my general understanding is, insulting Muhammad. Punishable by death. These people, if you read anything, and it's just basically telling you it's considered a grave offense, often punishable by death. So when these boys went through here and did this, when they did that, and I'm not highlighting that stuff. I'm not going to play the video because I think that that's one of the ways that these people control stuff is through this video. So I'm not going to play that video. I'm going to play my video, but I'm going to show this as a reason that I believe that the reason we're seeing this video and the reason, the reason we see those things is because, sorry here. The reason we are seeing that is because the reason we see things like that is because they want us to do that. They want to get that information out there. It's a plan to activate a terror cell inside the United States that I believe may be extensively large. There may be over 1,000 ISIS in the United States, but the reason they're putting that information out there is to activate those people to come at us. And this information, this YouTube, internet, all this information is put out by these banks that finance wars. So these, you know who you people are. I don't have to name your names. And the nations that finance wars. And these are the people that are doing this to us, and they're trying to harm us. And they may be, I believe they may be paying them boys to go do that. And if you are at the South Florida and those are your people, first of all, I want to apologize on behalf of the American people. And the next thing I want to tell, the people from down there in Florida, that protect our interests down there, is that, that was wrong what them guys did, and they need to be punished for that, and justice needs to happen. It's not going to happen in a courtroom. They may try to say that free speech, or I don't know where that's going to go. It may be staged as well. I don't know, but that's another issue too. But the point is if this is true, and you are friends or family of any of the white boys that are involved in that, those guys need to be shown some type of justice. I'm not saying they don't need killed like Muhammad, because that's not something that I want to promote, and that's not an ideal I don't think that we have. But there needs to be something happen to them guys, and I will just let the people of South Florida decide that. But this was completely wrong for them to do that, and it's hurting us. Especially YouTube, you putting that information out there. It's hurting us by you doing that. If that incident could stay isolated to South Florida, we would appreciate it. We see that. We understand it happens. We know it happens. But if that could stay isolated down there to maybe local news instead of up on my YouTube, so we see it here. I think I understand your strategy is to incite violence. And as the Attorney General, I'm going to protect the people. So anyway, I got on here. I hope you guys appreciate this. And this has been the Attorney General. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday afternoon. Thank you.